I am Master Kanbei, also known as multi.topic talk. Welcome to this new video. We are with Mr. Cannon, also known as a semi-original guy. You can present yourself.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Mr. Cannon here, aka Semi-Original Guy.
Perfect. Before we can start, we can take a look to your
Fantastic
card.
time being here.
This is good. Is there a delay or something? As usual, we are taking a look to our guest card. So, uh, you have a very good ranking and a lot of wins and a few lost. And as we can see, you played a lot of Andy. Why Andy is your most used character?
Well, I think it's definitely, I do have a lot of wins and a lot of losses, mostly just because I play a lot of matches in general, right? But
Yeah.
the reason I play Andy is because I'm an incredibly reckless player, and I like to heal myself after I do stupid things. So it works out quite well.
This is good. And I like your quote. Let's just have fun out there. Nice quote.
Oh yeah, well at the end of the day, it's a game and you're meant to have fun playing it, right?
Yeah, I like it. So, let's go over to the replay and now I let you control it. Why did you pick JESS?
Well, I picked JESS for no particular reason. Well, mostly I just saw that there was 3 bases, right? So I knew that land units were gonna play a pretty big role in. And yeah, no, that's pretty much about it. Plus, I just like JESS.
Okay, that's a good reason. Just liking JESS. This is a good reason. And I picked FLAK because I realized I had a serious lack of FLAK in my played game. Because recently I've been doing only Global League, and FLAK is banned from Global League. Bring him to Global League. We want him.
I definitely agree with that. The fact that FLAK and Jugger aren't really allowed in the Global League is kind of odd to me. I think mostly it's just so a lot of the games don't play into luck too much, I guess. But I don't know. That's the only thing.
I have a counter argument for that. It's very funny because in general, even if it's a very skilled base and very tactic game, there is still luck factor. You can get your opponent off guard, especially in Fog of War. So I still don't understand the argument of, oh, we don't like it when it relies on luck. Well, sometimes I did rely on my luck with FLAK, but it's not always paying off anything. And more than this, sometimes you have bad luck as well. So luck is a factor. Even if you don't play FLAK, you can lose to someone that is less good than you because he got you off guard, and vice versa.
Well, exactly, right? I mean, player skill definitely plays a huge role in these matches. And I mean, actually, I have an episode of a new series called The Broken Test coming up pretty soon where actually I'm fighting a Nell. And yeah, as Andy, by the way.
Wow!
So that'll be a fun one. But
But
in the episode, I actually explained how luck is more of like a follow-up, like tool to use rather than just relying on it entirely.
yeah, and I will go further because you are speaking about Nell. I do believe Nell is really good because she has no weakness and she has a strength, but I also think she's overrated. I mean, her Lady Luck can be broken sometimes, but it's only sometimes if you get a good luck roll. Overall, she's not a broken seal. Place her against any other tier 0, she will lose. The only tier 0 she has chance against is Stern, because I do consider Stern 0, even in FUG. I think this is the only seal Nell can take on, but even there, I do believe Stern is better than Nell, and she just does not stand out in that tier.
Yeah, well, when it comes to the tier zeros, Nell's kind of on the bottom, right? And
Yeah,
her brokenness is entirely dependent on like a coin flip, right? So it's either gonna work or it's not.
yeah, exactly. This is why she's not that impressive. And this is also why FLAK and Juggler are bad. Like, anyway, let's keep going there. You are in control, I think. So we go at your own speed.
Okay, well, let's take a look what happened here. Oh yeah, you were first player, right? All right, so you just build some infantry, so that's good.
Why did you move the lander
Uh,
there?
oh, so you'll see why I moved the lander. Actually, it's pretty good. I was actually gonna wonder why you didn't.
I was like, I will pick it up at some point. I don't know when.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, initially, so I mean, this lander is looking really important to this map, right?
Yeah, I agree on
Mostly
that.
because like this port is open, right?
Yeah,
So you can actually take units straight from here, being built, and then there's also these two islands down here that need to be capped, right? So
yeah,
I think I moved this guy here just so I can go and capture these properties, right?
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so not much out of the ordinary with that move though. And just more fantastic infantry builds. Standard infantry build. Okay, so I immediately like send the lander over here because I want to get these two properties like out of the way, right?
Yeah,
And start capping these cities up here first. So I just for this city right here.
exactly. There's a delay. That's why I'm slowed down. But yeah, I wanted to place that lander there, and I also wanted to capture the port. That's why I moved one tile away the lander so I can capture the port. But yeah, I want the city first because I'm closer than the other two city at the end. That's pretty much it. And I also don't know
Yeah.
what to do with my pre-deployed units usually.
No, I get that. I mean, most of the time when I have a unit like that, I'm kind of just looking at it for a couple turns, not knowing what to do. But yeah, we'll just keep going. I mean, not a lot happens in the. So you load 2 infantry
Yeah,
into this boat here. You probably could have gotten away with like just one, and then brought the lander like.
I think my thought
But I mean,
process.
it does the job either way.
I think my thought process was I keep the infantry outside already, so I don't do any back and forth, and I just rush the city after getting that city in the corner. I think that was my thought process.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. And you open with an artillery too, eh? So that's not bad.
Yeah, I like artillery. Artillery forever.
Well, I mean, it's uh, not a bad idea because I mean it's slower than tanks, right?
Yeah,
So getting it out first, it might be able to get to the front line quicker, right? So
yeah,
okay, so yeah, I don't really do much here. I just go and cap a couple cities, and I build a recon. That's
why opening a
although this
recon?
recon does have a plan. So why open the recon? So the reason here, mostly because like these shores don't come in, right?
Yeah,
So it can actually, and then my main idea is I want to use it to get an early scout, so I know when your units are coming. I can
yeah.
kind of prepare a little bit in advance because I know it's going to take like a few days. But yeah, that's it's opening up with more, get some more infantry in there, right? Yeah, so this guy I'm assuming is going over here to this island now, so that's good.
You got it right.
Okay.
Now we had a few issue, Mr. Cannon and I. So here we are back and it should work now. Let's go back there and I will give you control like before. You are now in charge.
Most excellent. Most excellent. Yes, apologies, everybody. I have a potato computer at home and it is not good. So just bear with it. All right. So, yeah. Where are we? So, day 4, right?
Yeah,
So, this is the turn when I'm pretty sure you move this lander over here, which is, good because you're going to probably ferry units over to that building, right? And start capping that port, which is fantastic.
yeah. That's also why I moved the lander away a turn earlier. It was mainly to make sure I'm able to cap the port.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Then you open up with the early artillery unit right here. I know you are a big fan of artillery units, so it does make sense.
Yeah.
So out of curiosity, though, why did you open up with the artillery instead of like, a recon or a tank or something? Well, obviously you
Uh,
couldn't afford a tank, right?
yeah.
But why not a
That's
recon?
one of the reason I did not have the money for a tank. And Raycon, I do believe they are good mid game, but I don't always open with Raycon. I try my best to not open with Raycon. I prefer opening with tank or artillery, but the Raycon is probably usually my second or third build, except if I create a dead ball really fast. But most of the time, Raycon, I use them mid game when I truly need the vision. I'm not a fan of early recon because I know tanks just shut them down fast and they are punished with ease.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't necessarily disagree with that for sure. Um, yeah. So yeah, the artillery unit was probably a good choice for this one. Plus, with the amount of turns it would actually take for you to get this artillery down here, it'll probably reach its destination in time with like a recon and everything else too. So, yeah, no, good move.
And I created the artillery on my strong side instead of the weak one because the weak one I needed more infantry to capture more building in this area because there's less building on my strong side. That's also why the artillery is so far away.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, no, that makes sense. So yeah, there's a sort of a little bit of a difference between what we're doing right now, right? I mean, I opened up a recon, which is, like whatever, right? But I took that lander and I sent an infantry down to capture these two properties right away.
Yeah.
And then my next plan is actually to take this lander and send it back to cap this property here.
Yeah.
And then the lander's going to have a pretty big role later on in the match as well. So stick around and find out what that's going to be.
Now, looking back to the map, I realize how you use your lander much better than me. Because my thought process, I was nearby the building, so let's get the building first, then let's go to the other two building at the end. But then I realized it took me like 40 turns to come back with the lander to go toward the center with the lander. So looking back, I do believe you used your lander much better than me because you started with the two building, and when you come back, you naturally come back to the port and the center for that building and the little island in the bottom. So your opening was actually really good with your lander, and my opening was really trash.
Yeah, well, this map definitely, like, if you use your lander really good on this map, it can make, like, all the difference, right?
Yeah.
Mostly just because, like, it takes so long for these two guys right here, or these two bases, to get units over here.
Yeah.
Whereas you could build a unit, transport it on a lander, like, drop them, like, I think, like, right here or something. I can't quite remember how much distance. But, like, right there, and immediately get them on the front line, right?
Yeah.
I think you ended up doing something much different with the lander, like later on. So let's keep going, and we'll see what happens here. So yeah, my turn here. Like nothing really happens, right? Move my infantry over here because I'm gonna start to cap some of these properties here. And I move this recon a little bit closer. So this recon, like I said, I built it pretty much to just do scouting. I don't really want to do like any fighting with it, right? I just want to know. I just want to get that intel of how close you are, so I know how many days I have to prepare for, like, a defense or a counterattack or anything. And that's pretty much it.
That's a good use for the recon because recon are assistance unit. They are here only to help out your other troops. If you need to push on an infantry capping, you can, but usually gathering intel is the recon job. That's why we have recon.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, if in Fog 2, if you build an early recon, you don't really want to send it out to get an attack on an infantry, like capping a property. Because, I mean, more than likely, there's going to be one of these bad boys right there just waiting to eat it up, right?
Yeah.
Or there's going to be one of these guys in a forest just like, oh, what's this over here?
Let's shoot it down. Oh, 1 HP?
Then,
let's try to kill it with some infantry.
Yeah, and then you just lose your, fantastic jeeps, and then everybody's sad. You don't want that.
Not everybody. The one with the artillery is very happy. The artillery almost paid itself back.
Oh yeah, well the artillery and the tank are like super stoked. They're just like, yeah. But yeah, no, the builder of the recon, they're just like, well, guess I'll just not be able to see today. All right. So yeah, so 2 turns in with this recon, and I've already gotten it all the way up here, and I have vision all the way up here. I mean, obviously you're not here yet, but yeah, I'm got quite a bit of vision, so I'm feeling okay. I don't see any of your units yet, so I'm like, all right, he hasn't done anything sneaky. It's not here yet, so it should be fine. So 3 of my infantry are going up to cap like these properties here. One of them's going over to cap the comm tower. That's pretty much about it.
Now, I did pick this map because port can actually let you have a naval fight, and I like maps like that. They are so rare because naval are shit on Advance Wars. But when I see maps like this one, I'm so happy we can have naval fight. Even if we don't, there's still the possibility to have a naval fight.
Well, it's nice to have the option, right?
Yeah.
I mean, put all your cards on the table, right? I mean, like naval combat would pretty much just be in this like little section here.
With a lot of
So-
choke points.
Yeah, you get like 2 subs in here looking at each other, and they're just like, oh boy.
Very fun.
Maybe we'll just back off and pretend we didn't see each other.
Oh my.
All right. So yeah, I moved these guys over here, right, too, and just start capping these 2 properties. These guys are gonna just start to cap that property and this property pretty soon. And I just built my tank and a recon on this side because I'm gonna start to fortify this front over here. I think I'm turning this into my strong side. I think that's what my thought was. I wanted to try to rush that HQ if I could.
That's funny. Because I was doing my jet ball on the left to do the same on your HQ.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it just makes sense, right? Because you have this extra base here, so it completely
No, my
makes sense.
extra base is there. My extra base is on the right. My extra base is on the right side.
This one right here, right?
No, it's the other one. Here it's the one base. It's a solo base.
Oh,
The-
okay.
The other one has 2 bases.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I got you. Well, I mean, kind of the way that I look at this map is, or the way that I treated it was, I was taking these two bases here and sending the units over here, and just sending like 1 unit at a time over on this side. So
Oh.
that's what I was doing, at least.
This is a very different approach than me.
Yeah. So the reason I was able to do that, or my thought of why I should do that, is mostly just because I had the lander. So because I had the lander, I was able to ferry units with it, so it would just quickly reinforce that side, right?
Yeah.
So that was my thought. Yeah, so this infantry has reached its destination, gonna start capping those cities now, so that's cool. Okay, yeah, let's keep going, just kind of skipping ahead. Alright, so yeah, you got a whole bunch of infantry coming this side, and you got your 2 tanks coming over here with an artillery, a couple infantry backing up to capping properties. So that's pretty good. And yeah, I moved my recon up to try to get more vision. Still don't see anything because these guys are just out of range. So that's perfect. Perfect placement for you. Bad placement for me. I don't think I could actually go up any farther. But, I mean, I don't see anything. So I'm just like, well, things are looking pretty safe over here. Maybe I'll just keep moseying up over there. And yeah, that's about all I got for that one. I do build more tanks over here, though, just because I'm going to start setting them up here. But I don't want to push them up too far, right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, my main concern is mostly this airport that you have here, because I don't know, like, when you're going to start sending air units in.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I was, like, really behind on building the anti-air on this map. And I didn't notice it until, like, a couple turns in. But I'll tell you when exactly I kind of noticed it, and I was like, should probably build an anti-air. So yeah, kind of hard to see. So you moved the lander over here.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you went and got these two islands, I probably would have sent that lander back over here and start doing like, you know, the unit ferry, right? But I'm pretty sure you send your lander like down here to cap these properties or something.
Why do you think so? I did not do it. I sent it exactly where you said. You will see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so I moved my recon here, and I get sight on a few things you're doing, right? So I see this tank and I see this guy here, so I'm like, So he's moving in. So that makes sense. So yeah, just kind of go and cap all my properties or continue capping, moving my guys forward a little bit. So this is when I kind of start to think to myself, though, because I see how far you're pushed ahead, and I see how far I've gotten, and I'm kind of thinking like, ooh, am I like really far behind right now?
Yeah.
So I was a little bit worried about this actually at the time. But I also counted the movements, right? And I knew that you probably couldn't reach this, but I mean, if you had an infantry that could have went on this mountain, then you would have been able to spot this guy.
Yeah. Oh, I do what you said. I'm surprised. I don't remember this. I was sure I sent it right away to the port.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we can't see him because he's behind this thing, but there is a boat there, and he's hanging out. Okay, so on this turn, right? So I got a pretty large force over here. Like, you know, it's doing good. It's hanging out. It's having a good time. But this guy right here, so he finally got vision of all this, right? And he sees that the tank has moved in with an infantry. And so my thought is like, I see how much stuff I have over here, and then I see your tank, right? So I'm kind of thinking that you probably have like a similar amount of stuff to me, right? Over here.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, I'm immediately kind of scared, right? So I just like, all right, I got my intel. I know that he's right there, so I can just back off at this point.
Which is
So, you
good,
know,
because if you stayed there, you would have died.
oh, 100%. Like, it wouldn't have been a good time. I even used the lander here just to get a little extra movement on this infantry too. But like, was it needed? Like, probably not, but I did it anyways, you know, just because I can. But now that I know you have units here, I take these two tanks and send them over here, right? Because I need to start reinforcing that side for sure. And I put this guy on the mountain so that I can have vision over here. Because I want to see, like, you know, what's going on over there. More vision I got, the better. Yeah, and I've spotted an infantry cap in a city right there, too. So I'm like, okay. So he's about, you know, probably around the HQ line right now, so... Oh, triple artillery in true Master Kanbei style right here. So
Oh
just
my.
like, well,
Why?
gotta get them artillery out there.
Why? You already killed it.
Mostly because I didn't have any artillery yet, right? So I just like, you know, I'm gonna send two this way, send one up here to help out with this front. Still don't have any anti-air at all, so, you know, just pretending like air units don't exist. It's like, it's fine, you know, it's nothing happening.
E-bombers shall come and just wipe out the board, but that's fine. You have your artillery.
Oh, yeah. My artillery will stare it down to death. It's like, you better not come over here.
No, I was
All right.
really scared there. That's why I didn't move my anti-air too much. I was like, he probably has like lots of things just waiting for my anti-air to show up. So I just stayed still and waited for your air unit to pop up.
Oh, 100%. That's a great idea, too. Because, yeah, you don't want to send your anti-airs in at all, really. I mean, you want to just keep them back. One of my biggest mistakes, right, is I always send my anti-airs in sometimes, and then they just get destroyed, and I'm like, well, that sucked.
You served your country well, soldier.
Yeah, you showed up, you went full YOLO and got blown up, so it was a good time. Yeah. No, this is actually a really good move, though. Definitely, like, keep it back a little bit. And this is actually good positioning here, like, in my opinion. Like, hiding this guy there is good. Putting your tanks right here in front, blocking that cap. Like, super good. And I got no complaints about that. And even build a medium tank, too, which is, like, pretty cool.
I like to take up early and, like, show you big guns fast, and you're like, oh no, I needed response.
Well, no, like 100%. It's like a fantastic idea. I mean, like another problem I have is like I never really tech up like too fast. I'm always building like all these small units and just like, yeah, I got this huge line, and all of a sudden a medium tank or a neo tank shows up in my front line, and I'm just like, oh, my God,
My front line is gone.
what does that do in there? Can't be having this. So yeah, I mean, I've fallen victim to it so many times. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm playing a league game right now where it's like a max on a max, and my opponent just like popped in with a medium tank, and I'm just like, oh, how could he do this?
Where is that coming from?
What manner of sorcery is this? But yeah, it is what it is, right? So I build a transport copter here too,
Yeah.
because my original plan at least, was I wanted to go and get like this infantry and like hopefully this infantry and bring them back to the islands with it.
Yeah.
But I think like after like a turn or two, I kind of just forgot what my plan was with it and just used it for other things.
We
I
all
also wanted to-
forget.
Yeah, I also wanted to get to this island too, and then yeah, sometimes you have this master plan, and then you go to bed, and then you wake up and you take your turn first thing in the morning, and you're just like, wait, oh man, I had what happened to all my plans, my strats?
The master plan.
Yeah, it's toilet turns is what I call them, right? Okay, so yeah, just moving in with my artillery over here. I start actually like reinforcing this side a little
Yeah.
bit, because I remember I saw that tank, right? I don't know what else is there, but I know there's at least one tank, so I mean I need a whole whack load of units just to take care of one tank for sure. Because you never know how. I mean, it could roll like 100% luck on me every single turn. You don't know. Get that FLAK power going.
The big power, the big scary one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty good. So I mean, you're bringing all your infantry in, not really like overextending them too much, right? So that's pretty good. You started to see some of the things that I have with your recon now too.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's good. So I'm guessing, since you saw these two infantry here, you probably assumed that I had something similar to what you had over here, right?
I actually thought we would reinforce the same exact location, and I thought I was the only one on the right side.
Oh.
I was like, all he has is infantry and maybe one artillery and one tank.
Oh yeah. Well, unfortunately, I had a little bit more over there. But I've been in that situation before too. It's like he's only got one infantry. Go in. All right, so I try to go for a cap on the comm tower, and like this is where the landers really come in use too, right? Because I've already ferried this artillery up to the front lines with it.
Yeah.
And I think, do I ferry? No, I brought it back this turn, right? I think that's what I did. Yeah, so immediately I forgot what my plan for this guy was, and I just brought a guy to this island, which is like, not a bad idea, but yeah. So initial plan already gone.
Things happen.
All right, so I build a medium tank on this turn. So actually, you know what? Maybe I'm learning from my mistakes, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should just build a medium tank. I don't know what's happening. Just get him to the front line. It'll be good. Good times all around. Now, I think this was probably a risky move over here. Because like you do got a nice like death ball going, but you push it up probably a little bit too far without having like anything else really to back it up.
I thought
So I mean,
that was smart enough to scare you. I did not thought it would crumble like that.
oh man, it was scary for sure. Because once I finally saw it, I mean, I'm pretty sure like I can't see it right now.
I also didn't know you had a recon there. If I knew, trust me, I would not have sent that dead ball there.
Oh, that's that like day 4 recon. It's still getting that intel, still doing work. Yeah. He did manage to interrupt my cap on this. What is it called?
Com
tower. Yeah, that's the one. So I mean, that was good. And I mean, you didn't really have any fear attacking it because it's a JESS infantry, and I mean, everybody knows JESS infantry are pretty not great. Oh yeah, they're terrible.
Let's be honest.
Absolutely terrible.
They are trash.
Absolutely terrible. Probably the worst infantry in the game.
Not probably. They are the worst.
What is her firepower? Minus 10%.
It's 90, yeah.
Yeah, 90. Well, what's Collins? Is he minus 20?
Minus 10. But Colin and infantry are cheaper, so who cares?
Oh yeah, JESS's infantry are the worst in the game. They're just terrible. So you go second medium tank too.
Sturm infantry are weaker than JESS, but their defense is so crazy that interrupting his cap is really hard.
Oh yeah, well Sturm's infantry are just broken, just in general. I mean, I'll take minus 20 attack any day to get plus 20% defense.
And disregard for terrain.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Someone in my comment section told me, oh yeah, Storm should be tier 2. I was laughing hard. I was like, really, man? Really? And then I said, do you really think Eagle can beat Storm? Do you really think Max can beat Storm? Do you really think Olaf or Eagle? Maybe Olaf because global damage is dumb. But yeah, it's crazy how some people think.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle for sure. Probably. Oh yeah, no, it's not happening. I mean, in high funds it can happen, but normal standard, yeah, no, it's not happening.
I find it's very different. It's a whole different game. It's another world.
No, 100%. All right, so finish capping on a couple things. Move one of my crappy JESS infantry up to attack that infantry that attacked me. And I load that medium tank, I'm pretty sure, onto this lander now. So instead of taking like 3 or 4 days to actually get to the front line, he's only going to take like 2 days to get to the front line now too. So once again, that's just why that lander was like super good, right? Because I mean, now he's just right there, ready to go. Ready to meet your medium tank, actually, that's right here too, which is pretty spooky. So yeah, the difference between our fronts right here now too is like I said, you kind of just pushed yours a little bit forward, and I'm just kind of keeping mine here for now, because actually I'm pretty sure that it was either this turn or last turn when it finally clicked into me that there's an airport here, and I don't have any anti-air units. And I'm like, if there's like a battlecopter or a bomber coming in, I'm pretty much dead. So we should probably do something about that. Actually, hopefully, okay, I hope it's this turn that I remembered, right? But also, so I know that you have a couple things here now, and I know I also need to interrupt this cap because I don't want you to get extra firepower, right?
Yeah.
So I start building a little wall down here, build a battlecopter of my own. Mostly because I figured that since I'm Jess, like people don't really necessarily think that you're gonna build battlecopters.
You know me.
So I'm just like, yeah, you know what? If I just pop a battlecopter or two here, and should be okay.
Did you forgot you faced me? I always have my anti-air ready.
Oh yeah, no, that's for sure. Actually, I'm pretty sure when you were fighting Mangs there the other day, I was popping in the chat and I'm like, nah, man, he constantly builds anti-air. Says so in every video. It's like, he'd probably build an anti-air on day one if he had the funds.
Whoa, not at that point.
You never know when a battlecopter is coming.
I think I did open once in anti-air, and that was the Eagle player. And I had the laugh of my life because he actually had his battlecopter in the center by day 3. So I shut down my first copter by day 3.
Yeah, we'll shut that guy down right away. No, that's perfect. So yeah. So last turn, like, you know, lots of stuff happened. I ended up using that recon to actually attack this and interrupt that cap now too. Mostly because I knew that you didn't really have anything else that was in range to cap it or join cap, I think.
Yeah, join
cap. And I already know how many units you have here. So yeah. I mean, at this point, the recon is kind of like, yeah, it's not really serving much other purpose. So I was just like, yeah, well, you can just go up there now. Everything will be fine. So let's see what you did on this turn. So what is this, like day 13? Oh.
Yeah, and okay. I'm already losing, but I don't know it. I did eye roll there, and now I realize I lost my anti-air.
Oh yeah, so going in with the anti-air first too, that's not necessarily the best thing, but I mean it's not necessarily bad either.
I can reach your artery, that's my plan, but it turned out to be really dumb and stupid.
Yeah, well, if you're playing Fog and you see a couple infantry just popping up, then you could probably assume that there are some things behind it. But I mean, you don't know unless you actually see, right?
Yeah.
But I also thought that this was kind of a really good defensive position right here too, because you got the lander blocking right here.
Yeah.
And you got a city right here, fortifying your tank, right? So yeah, not too bad, all in all. And but now you see all that, right?
No, I realize I lost.
So it's just like, well,
no.
But that was like a really high roll. So
yeah, that was the FLAK roll.
Yeah, that was I got flocked there. That's for sure. Yep.
And now I was like, I'm stupid. Let's be all in stupid.
Well, I mean, like in all reality, so you already committed to the engagement, so you might as well kind of just go in, right?
I already screwed up. Let's screw up even more.
So
the reason why I placed it there, I wanted to pressure your building. If you decide to camp there, I would shoot you down. And if you decide to take on my artillery, I would have another tank ready. And the artillery is cheaper than the tank. Now, I know artillery can be better, but in my case, you already knew I had an artillery. So my artillery was just there to zone out your troops and maybe take a shot if it can. So that was my thought process there.
Right. Well, yeah, that makes sense. No, it definitely does make sense. I probably would have like maybe put it like here though. Just so it would be a little bit further out of
It,
range, right?
if I,
Because
I
like,
place it on the tile you said, I'm not zoning out your tank from the building.
yeah, I guess I would still be able to hit it too. Worst case scenario, right? So,
Yeah.
no, that's probably the best place for it. So, why'd you attack this infantry instead of this one?
Because I wanted to use the other one infantry on the top, I think. I think that's what I did. That's the kind of play I would do.
Is that what happened? Let's see.
I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, big
That's
brains.
that's the kind of stuff I do.
Oh, that was good. Okay, so just kind of going a little bit ahead here. So yeah, battlecopter's coming up now, but I did build that anti-air unit finally. So, it clicked into my mind. I'm like, yeah, air units exist.
You know what is funny? I did regret having that battlecopter. I was like, I will probably lose my anti-air. I should have bought an anti-air instead, but I was like, what is done is done.
It's done, man. All right, so yeah, I attack it, and I do no damage. So that was beautiful. But I did follow up, right?
Oh,
and I did take down to 1, so that was okay.
Oh, that was a really strong shot. That was like a vodka shot. Wow.
It was a beautiful one.
Oh,
yeah. So actually, there is a reason why I attacked with that one first. It's mostly because like units in Advanced Wars have like 100 HP, right? So every single little piece of damage that you can do will affect its HP in some way, right? So I figured just taking a small attack first and then following up with another attack would, hopefully increase my chances.
It makes sense because sometimes your infantry can suddenly kill tank or medium tank, and you're like, what? But it makes sense.
Oh, exactly, right? So yeah, I realized that I can't really do anything against this artillery or artillery unit yet, so I just attack it with my infantry, and I'm just like, whatever, it should be fine.
It should be fine.
Everything should be fine. And I don't want to expose my battlecopter yet, right? So I actually put it right there, which is just out of your range.
Yeah.
But still in range to
shoot stuff.
Attack this guy.
Don't like. Oh, that was a good shot. But that was a river tile, so it's normal.
Oh yeah, 0 defense, not really going to do too much there.
Oh!
I did manage to one-shot that recon there.
Yeah.
So, I also noticed that you had the MD tank now, and you also had like these infantry. So I'm trying to think to myself like how much vision you have over here.
Yeah.
So I know that I need to take out this infantry, and if I can take out this infantry too, then that would mean that you wouldn't be able to see like anything in this corner.
Yeah.
In my mind, at least. Like I don't know that you have 2 infantry here, but I see these guys, right? And I'm like, okay, I got to get rid of them. Got to remain hidden.
Sneaky, sneaky.
And yeah. So I go in and try to take this guy out, but
1 HP.
Revives with 1 HP. Must have been that FLAK luck.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, take that shot too, taking that guy down a little bit. I know that he's probably gonna get hit by the artillery, but I'm like, yeah, whatever.
So the artillery did the right thing.
Oh yeah. So, I also don't push my units in because I know that you got this guy, and I'm still worried about the air units that could potentially be here, so I don't want to start pushing in until I get the anti-air up there. So once I get that anti-air, then I'll go in. So you activate brute force this turn, eh?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Now my thought process:
savage.
FLAK is trash, so let's make him even worse by using his power.
Right? He's either going to be worse or better, one or the other.
And fun fact, I did kill your tank with my artillery.
Yeah, 100%. And it was very savage. I was very sad. And yeah, so still taking it down to 1 HP too. Whew. So yeah, those artillery are gone. But at this point, pretty much my thought is like, I mean, my job has already been done by taking out that anti-air unit. So now these
Yeah.
battlecopters can just kind of, go in. But let's see what happens here. So you don't actually
my
attack
medium
with the
tank
medium
there.
tank, eh?
I did because I'm like, he knows I got one, but I don't care. I will hide it and trap something.
Right. Well, that's not necessarily a bad idea too. So actually, interesting thing about like luck powers in general, right, is they can affect the power of like counterattacks too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if I did find that medium tank, like it would be kind of risky for me to attack it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's going to counterattack by like, 0 or if it's going to counterattack by, like 89%. So
The same applies with Max Blast and Turbocharge. When you are active, you do have the extra firepower.
100%. So, I mean, attacking these guys is always a gamble whenever it's luck, too, right? I mean, if you attack a Nell when she's using, like, Lady Luck, it's like, okay, so it could do anywhere between, like, 10% to 100% as a counterattack, huh? Interesting. I like those odds.
Speaking about luck, someone was telling me how Nell, he was actually asking me how is Nell factors in with Kanbei or Storm, and basically what I explained to the player is base HP of all unit is 100, but with seals like Kanbei or Storm, it's not 100 HP what they got, it's 130 or 120. So if, for example, Nell pops her Lady Luck, the best she will get out of it is a 70% max, because I have 130 instead of 100.
Yeah, well, the defense will negate the luck, for sure.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely an important thing to remember. Yeah. Alright, so now I move in with those battlecopters because I don't really have anything to fear from that anti-air unit. And I even use these crappy JESS infantry to try to take some shots at some tanks too. Because they're like, you know what, guys? Stop making fun of us. I'll show you. I'll show you how good I can be.
Wow! Words.
All right, and actually, this guy on this island too. Like, I'm kind of worried that you have like these two properties too, and that this guy's like all by himself. So he's just like, all right, just gonna move down here.
I realized the island existed at that point in the game, so I was like, "Oh, true. There's an island in the center. Let's go to the island in the center, and maybe we will get everything if he forgot about the island in the center."
Oh, 100%. No, you know what? I'm pretty sure I forgot about the island too, and then I eventually remembered about it when I had that transport copter. When I suddenly forgot what its purpose was, right? It's just like, oh, there's an island. I better go cap that island. All right, so yeah, we'll just kind of skip ahead here. So I move this tank ahead and go attack this guy. Mostly because I'm pretty sure like I didn't really have anything else in range, and I just wanted to interrupt that cap. Ended up discovering a big old juicy medium tank right there, so I was a bit spooked about that.
It did not trap anything, but it did its job blocking a forest town.
Didn't trap anything, but did put the fear of God in me. Right? Oops.
Yeah.
I ended up actually base skipping here, by the way.
War crime. But you are
I know.
winning, so who cares?
Well, I didn't know that I was winning. But the reason I did it was because I wanted to get another battlecopter, another medium tank, and an
Now,
infantry out.
you see,
Right?
instead of base skipping, I would go for a rocket launcher, even if I find them trash. I prefer getting a rocket launcher if that allows me to use all of my bases. But this is me because it's when I base skip, it's because I miscalculated, I'm tired, or a bubble in my brain exploded. But usually I never base skip. And I say that, and in the last few days, this happened like 5 times to me. But in the last 6 months, this never happened to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it happens. Sometimes I just my brain just melts and I completely forget that funds exist. I'm
Yeah,
just like, yeah,
exactly. Where's my money
Or
gone from?
sometimes I'll just be completely stupid and I'll be looking at the opponent's funds and I'll buy some units. I'll be like, oh, I still have 24,000 funds. Holy moly, I'm rich. And it's
I
like,
got
no.
money.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, maybe my awareness is just not good sometimes. That's probably why my rating went down by a whole bunch in the last little bit here, but that's okay. I'll try to get it back up.
That's funny because each time I get it really up, then I find 1,000 ranked and they all slap me really bad, so I drop again. So I go up, and then the downfall.
Yeah, well, that's just the way it goes.
I
It
slap
happens.
5 guys, then I get crushed by 6 guys.
That's the way it goes.
It's like, yo, what is happening?
So this is cool. So you bring your bomber down to the middle of the map, eh?
I don't know
So
where
you're
are your anti-air, and I want the island because the island is my last hope.
Yeah, well, this is actually kind of a smart idea. By putting your bomber in the middle, you could potentially put it here, or pretty much anywhere, right? I mean, if you
Yeah.
can get vision over here, the
Yeah.
amount of damage this guy would be able to, he could just completely take out a medium tank, or if I only had one anti-air, you could attack the anti-air from behind and then just
And
pincer
I will
movement.
tell you this: I hate bombers. They are trash. And when I buy a bomber, either I'm desperate or I know I lost. And at that point, I think it was a mix of both.
Well, I mean, I like bombers, but I don't like buying bombers unless it's to counter something. If your opponent builds a mega tank or something, might build a bomber so that I can do some damage to it. Because I don't really like going mega tank against mega tank.
Anybody that does is Colin or Achi. Nobody else.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I just had a league game against somebody where he sent me a message. He's like, yeah, I'm just saving up to buy mega tanks. And I'm like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. So, we both just opened with mega tanks. And
Wow.
yeah, it was a good time. I got, actually, I'm pretty sure I got royally stomped in that game. But, it was pretty fun.
Wow.
Had a good time.
Big brains in action. Wow.
Well, 9 times out of 10, if somebody suggests something to me crazy and wild in a message before the game starts or as the game's going, I'll just be like, whatever, let's do it.
Okay, I must tell you this. The last time I laughed that much on Advanced Wars by Web was with Advanced Warrior, and I do weekly stream with him, usually when he can, and I think it's tomorrow, but man, you make me laugh so much. We need to do more videos. We need to.
Sounds good, as long as you stop killing my recons.
I don't like vision. Let's make you blind.
Well, that was actually a good move too, because that was my last piece of vision up here too. So now I'm I am fighting blind now, so I have no idea what's going on. And like, okay, this is like super spooky too, because like if I don't play my cards right here, like I'm pretty much screwed because you have two medium tanks and a bomber, and I don't have those units, right? So, oh boy, it's gonna be a bad time if I can't do something about that.
Look at my ant here. Is the hero of the war trying to kill the infantry?
He tried, but he couldn't even take out a JESS infantry. It's so sad.
Shame on that FLAK ant here.
Blame it on bad luck.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So, okay, so what do I do? Yeah, okay. I thought maybe I didn't do that this turn. I
Why
do
overdrive?
activate. Okay, so I don't think I was actually gonna pop it, right? But I
Yeah.
went here. Actually, let me just do that again. Okay, so I don't see this medium tank, but I move over and then I see the medium tank, and I'm like, something's got to be done about this, right? So
Yeah.
I know that I don't have enough firepower to take it out, like with just the power,
Okay.
right? So I use the superpower just so I have more firepower, so that I can take it down to like 1 HP, and then my guy is still at full.
Oh, this is very smart. And here's the why. I find seals like JESS much better to spam their powers, but now you just told me and showed me an example of the only good situation where overdrive is good.
Yeah, well, I mean, it definitely has its moments, right? I mean, most of the time I would just spam her power like she's at her,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
just like overwhelmed. But like in this situation, when I saw the medium tank, I was like,
You did the right thing.
yeah, because actually, hold on, let me double check something. Okay, yeah, because I knew you had two medium tanks, so I had to do something about that. And then I ended up seeing this battlecopter, so I move in and take that guy out.
And now I cry and I realize I lost. I think
Yeah,
it
take
goes
out.
on for maybe 2 other turns because I still owed my hopes for the middle island. But at that point, I'm like, everything is falling apart.
Oh yeah, no, this turn was a good one by me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I block off the medium tank too. Like I know that I put these guys in like harm's way, but I wanted to make sure that the medium tank was safe because this is the pride and joy of the Green Earth Army at the moment.
Yeah.
I do try to cap another property, build another medium tank, and just do some cleaning up on this side pretty much. So I'm just gonna kind of skip that ahead. But I don't push forward because I'm still unsure to what you have over here. So I
Okay.
want to make sure that I can see what's going on before I push forward.
This is very
And
smart.
Yeah, so that's about it over there. Now I got a medium tank coming over here to reinforce too. The one thing I don't have over here though is anti-air. So once again, air units just don't exist.
Brute force.
Oh yeah, and then you activate the brute force, eh? And that was not a great roll, but a roll nonetheless. Let's see if this guy does something. 2 damage. Yeah, it's not too bad.
It's actually a
What's
truck.
this? 1. Oof. That was actually that's not bad. That's a good roll.
A good roll would have one-shotted the thing.
Yeah,
And
I
now
would have.
I
But
realized he went on the middle island, and I was sad. I was like, no, my big master plan to get the middle island.
yeah, and you put him right in the middle too, so that if I had anybody on any of these cities, I would have been able to see it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's well, I mean, revealing your bomber is not necessarily the greatest, but I mean, there's not going to be any anti-air here, and unless I built a fighter, yeah, unless I built a fighter, like I mean, nothing's really going to happen with that one. So he's pretty safe, and plus now I see the bomber with this infantry, and he's just like, I'm in danger.
You will die for your country, JESS infantry.
Alright, so my 1 HP guy goes over here to get some scouting done.
And you realize
Yeah.
infantry may kill him.
Yeah, that's literally just it. Like, infantry are now looking at him, and he's like, well, I guess I'll die now. Alright, so, yeah, so on the left-hand side, or this side over here, just, once again, just, clean up squad going in there. Just taking things out. Getting some healing going. Finally, getting this infantry off of the island. Been waiting there for like 16 days, just like, hey, don't worry, guys. I got a couple good books over here. Just do some reading. And I go and get this guy too, because I'm like, all right, so, it's time.
I think at that point you knew you won. Because
Well, I wasn't
I lost.
I wasn't 100% sure, but I mean, I cleaned up most of this stuff, right? So I figured that with the amount of fighting that's going on over here, that you were sending most of your guys over here.
Yeah.
So I mean, if I didn't see too much over here, then I figured like it was fairly safe. Yeah, but I mean, I knew that bomber was still there too, so I was pretty spooked about that. So 2 more anti-air units.
War crime again. You base skip.
Did I? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, to buy the 2 anti-airs and another battlecopter. But you know what? I was like, yeah, whatever.
I know
it's just
what
a
the
JESS
title
infantry.
will be of this video. Mr. Cannon does war crime but still wins.
Aye. Great title. And then my infantry dies here. Sad days. Alright, so yeah, no good attacks there. But now this guy's like in range of my medium tank too, so that's not gonna be good. Oh yeah, so you ended up just resigning here too, eh? Yeah, so I mean at this point it's like you're down quite a few units, right? So it's probably about over. Oh, and then my cat starts meowing at me.
So, is there anything you would like to say right now at the moment?
Bad luck is bad. Good luck is good. And free FLAK and Jugger from the Global League jail.
Agreed on that. Free them. They deserve it.
Free them and bring them in. The world needs more FLAK. And yeah, no, that's pretty much about it. Like, I had a pretty good time playing this map.
Yeah.
This is actually the first time I played on this map too, so I didn't really know how to approach it. So I was just kind of like,
same here.
just going on the fly, right?
Do you know how long it took me to find it? Probably half an hour. I was looking, I was not finding what I wanted. And then when I found this map, I was like, oh, this is what I was looking forward. I finally found something I like. And then I created the game and invited you.
Beautiful. That's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I play a lot with actually these 2 guys that I met a long time ago in here, and like I spend probably like an hour looking for one particular map, and I'm just like finally find it. I'm just like, all right, we're gonna play on this map. It's gonna be a good time. But yeah, no, I totally get that. But yeah, no, that's about it. If you guys are watching, if you want to go check out my channel, just look up Semi-Original Guy there on YouTube, and I got some interesting videos there and some cool content coming out. And yeah, that's about it. Other than that, if you're not subscribed to Master Kanbei here, better subscribe, because good time here too.
This is good, so you will be able to find his channel link on the description below. So lazy people, you don't have any reason to not find him. You will find him. You will find Mr. Cannon, Semi-Original Guy. So is there any video you plan on making, like very soon, or?
You know what? I just put out the Broken Test episode 1 the other day, where I once again, I challenge broken COs with average Joe COs just to see if I can win, and just to showcase, what it means to be a broken CO. So episode 2 is going to be coming out fairly soon, but episode 1 is up now. So if you want to go check that out and
What
see how
were the
broken.
seals in episode 1?
In episode 1, I ended up fighting a grit.
With which seal?
Oh, I ended up fighting a grit with an Andy. So
Oh,
you know what?
That's pretty simple, I think. Did you won? I hope you won.
You know what? You'll find out.
Okay, that's a good response.
If you want to find out, go take a watch.
I like
that's
that
about
response. This is the best response ever. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. We will see each other in future video. Have a great day.